Hi, David. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Place is beautiful. Can you give us a little tour?
Yeah, come on in.
Are these chairs that were found chairs, or were they custom designed?
These chairs are custom. They're from the original French house who fabricates the French cafe chairs called Maison Gatti, and they're handmade in France. Bilboquet uses them at all their restaurants. It's a typical feature of theirs, and they are very weather resistant to salt, air, and all the elements, so it's a great chair to use for outdoor
So
dining.
perfect for
Yeah.
here. So one of the things that really caught my eye, even about covering this restaurant on Design Raven, was these stairs.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really eye-catching. Were these here, or are they something that you installed?
There's two staircases. One of them on the other end actually is original. This one we had to rebuild, unfortunately, but it was in keeping with the original design, which was a very nice minimalist curved plaster staircase. And along Worth Avenue, a lot of the staircases are adorned with colorful tile on the risers. So we did choose to follow the yellow theme through and do a little checkerboard pattern up the stairs.
I thought you were going to say follow the yellow brick road.
No.
Fresh and light outdoors, and then what happens when you move inside?
Equally,
Design-wise.
equally fresh and light, but there is a bit of warmth to it. You'll see.
So talk about some of the materials in the building of the bar.
It is one of the first things you see as you come in. The bar top is also fabricated in France, and it's a theme that all the Bibloquets have as well. It's a pewter top. The pilasters on the side are kind of dramatic scale moments where we have the curved lines. We use ribbed glass along the top, which is a typical material you would see in Art Deco designs.
I love the contrast of the brushed pewter against the polished nickel.
Thank you.
For me, just a little bit of a deeper, more dramatic take on the sandy,
Right.
you know, that sand and sky. Do you want to tell us about some of these custom chairs
Sure.
and banquettes seating?
Sure. All the seating was custom designed and fabricated in the USA. Chairs actually are a replica of a French design for a designer that was working in the 20s and 30s in France called Paul Dupré-Lafont. We use an outdoor fabric, so although it's light, it will be resistant to staining and mold. The floor, like I mentioned before, is based on an Art Deco rug design, which typically uses lots of geometric graphic shapes. And so you kind of get snippets of it when you're sitting, but it doesn't have an overall pattern that you pick up right away. It's a little bit more subtle. And subtlety was kind of key in a lot of my design choices here. Another thing to note of in terms of the French Art Deco are the custom chandeliers, which are nickel plated. And they're also a riff off of a early 20th century Deco chandelier that was redesigned custom for this space. This was also custom designed. I wanted to make little love seats that 1, 2, 3 people can kind of cozy up to.
Now you've switched it up a little in terms of your shade of blue. Now it's looking a little bit more marine-like.
Right,
to
exactly.
me. So are you speaking to the ocean since we're so close
Absolutely,
to
how
the
could
ocean?
you not? You know, it's
Right.
everywhere here, especially in Palm Beach. So again, it's a blue, but it's, to me, feels a little bit worn and washed, like a vintage blue, a typical blue you would see in France.
Well, like you said before, I think even though this place is brand spanking new, it's going to be beautiful and enjoyed for decades to come.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thank you for showing us around.
You're welcome.
This place is absolutely beautiful. Is it everything that you hoped that it would be when you signed on for the project?
It definitely is, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of transports people to a place they've been maybe in Europe or on one of their travels, and I think people are really needing that right now. So it's taking you
anything
there.
that transports
Yeah.
you to another place and time.
Yes.
Familiarize me with the design concept of the brand itself.
I always said that the key to Bilboquet isn't necessarily its branding, but its hospitality and its customer service and its food. With this restaurant in particular, I was able to pull a lot of design influences from Palm Beach and the building architecture and the surrounding buildings.
Which has such a rich history.
Right.
Speak a little more on the French Art Deco, specifically for those who aren't familiar with what that means design-wise and architecturally.
French Art Deco was all about clean lines and sinuous curves. Plywood was a material that was developed during that time so that they could put curves in wood without having to break it into pieces and planks. So if you'll notice on the bar, we have 2 big pilasters on each end, which kind of look like architectural supports to the building, but they're just decorative odes to that time period. The nickel, we have a lot of nickel, which was a metal finish that was developed during that time that you see a lot in French Art Deco.
Well, it is beautiful. How's the food?
The food is the best, really. I mean, like I said, the DNA of the restaurant is in its customer service and especially the food. You need to come here and try the food.
I want to come at night because I have a feeling it's very dramatic by night.
It's dramatic. The light is all amber and warm, and it sparkles
Super
where it
romantic,
needs to. It's
isn't
very
it?
romantic.
Yeah. Well, it's really an honor to be here with you and
Thank
to
you.
speak to the creative genius behind the place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.